From WIS News, this is a special report, the presidential visit.
Good afternoon. President Bush is in Sumter today on the first stop of his victory tour. The president is set to speak to an enthusiastic crowd at Memorial Stadium in Sumter. Roosevelt Leftwich is at the stadium where the president will speak shortly. Roosevelt?
Good afternoon, Susan, and welcome to Sumter Memorial Stadium, where a crowd of about 15,000 people have packed in here. Matter of fact, there's even more people surrounding the stadium. Now, as you can hear from the cheers, the president has just arrived. They've just finished playing Hail to the Chief, and he is about ready to speak. First of all, what we'll hear from is Governor Campbell. He will introduce the president. But this crowd here is here to welcome home the hundreds of people from Shaw Air Force Base that went over to and took part in Operation Desert Storm. Also to welcome home the thousands of South Carolinians that also took a part in that operation. Now, as far as the itinerary goes right now, what will happen is first Governor Campbell will introduce the president, and then the president is supposed to speak for about 15 minutes. Then after that, he will depart Sumter and continue on his way back to Washington. He was in Bermuda beforehand, meeting with the Alliance to talk about Operation Desert Storm. Now, right now, I think that is the mayor of Sumter up there. He's going to introduce the governor, then followed by the governor, who will then introduce the president. Let's go to the podium and see if we can hear a little bit of some of that.
We welcome and thank the family members who carried on in your absence. We welcome our governor, who has been so supportive. We welcome state and federal congressional members, constitutional officers, and well-wishers from near and far. We especially welcome the President of the United States of America, who has come to join with us as we say thank you for what you have done, and thank God you're home. Following the singing of the national anthem by Captain Jacqueline McNeil, one of Shaw Air Force Base's fine physicians, we will be greeted by Major General Thomas Olson, Vice Commander of 9th Air Force, who just returned from the Middle East Thursday. Would you all please now stand?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets roared with a bumper singing air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Mr. President, Governor Carroll, Congressman Spratt, Mayor Creech, people of South Carolina and the Shaw-Sumter community, today is a real privilege for us because we are returning from Desert Storm, and we feel very honored by the confidence and the support that you have given us. And we thank you for this gala event. We also bring to you the greetings from Lieutenant General Horner, and all the people that are still in the Middle East. When we deployed, we knew we were going to a new place with new challenges, many unknowns. But we were confident that we had the best training and the best weapons. And we were sure of our mission because it was given to us by our president. And once we were ordered to battle, we were sustained by the steadfast support of our country, the love of its people, and our families. In victory, we were again sure that we had done our duty with the blessings of God and the nation that we serve. Today, the veterans that are here from Desert Shield and Desert Storm, either those deployed or those here, stand proud because they have accomplished their mission together. And now we all stand ready to celebrate this Thanksgiving for all of us to return home and to pay tribute to our fallen heroes who gave their lives for peace with freedom. And we look forward to the safe return of all of our forces. I am particularly pleased to be here today to share in this celebration honoring all these proud warriors because they represent the strength of our nation. Thank you.
I bring you a special welcome this afternoon on behalf of the entire Sumter community. This is a day we've been waiting for 7.5 months. An opportunity to say welcome home, to say thank you to our men and women of the armed services who have sacrificed so much so that the people of the Middle East would have an opportunity to live in peace and an opportunity to live in freedom, something that we should never take for granted. You had a job to do, you did it well, and you proved to everyone that indeed you are the finest fighting forces ever assembled in the world. We're proud of you and we thank God you're on. It is now my distinct pleasure to present a man who is no stranger to the Sumter community. When Hurricane Hugo came through this community with sustained winds of 110 miles an hour and devastated our city, the first person I called was the governor's office, and help was on the way. When we have an economic development project that gets bogged down and we have exhausted all of our local resources, including the help of our fine local legislative delegation, then we call the governor's office and help is on the way. He is a man who believes in quality education for all of our people and a strong economic development program. Please join me in a warm Sumter welcome for our governor, the Honorable Carol A. Campbell.
Steve, thank you very much. Steve, thank you very much. On behalf of all of the people of South Carolina, let me welcome home officially all of our troops that are here and tell those that haven't yet arrived that the welcome will be just as warm for them when they do return. We're proud of the state of South Carolina. We're proud of the contribution that our people have made. May the courage of her native sons and daughters who fought with distinction in the Persian Gulf be an example of patriotism and love for freedom to her own citizens and to the rest of this world, because I think our people are exemplary. Mr. President, it is indeed a pleasure for me to be here to thank the men and women of our armed services for a job well done. We are indeed proud. We are proud of them collectively. We are proud of them individually. Mr. President, we are proud of the contribution made by the men and women of Shaw Air Force Base, who acquitted themselves so well. But, Mr. President, we are also proud of the men and women of Myrtle Beach Air Force Base, Charleston Air Force Base, We're proud of the men and women of McEntire Air National Guard Base, and Fort Jackson and Parris Island, and the men and women of the Beaufort Air Station, and the Charleston Naval Base, and the South Carolina National Guard, and our reserve units from this state. Mr. President, South Carolina per capita contributed as much as any state in the Union to this effort, and for that, we are grateful for the opportunity to show the patriotism that exists in this state. We are proud of General Charles Horner for the outstanding job that he did. And we're proud of General Olson for all that he has done. And we're very proud that the 9th Air Force is headquartered here. We would like to throw that in, too. But, Mr. President, we are proud of you. You're indeed a leader of our time. Your diplomatic and political skills were unmatched, and your experience in combat and as head of the CIA prepared you well for what we had to face. You were unwavering in pursuing the proper course, and America was unwavering in supporting you and supporting our troops, and we still do. Mr. President, you and our troops have restored pride to America as a nation by doing what was right in the eyes of the world. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, it is a high privilege and distinct honor for me to present to you the President of the United States.
Thank you all. Thank you, Governor. Thank you all very, very much. Thank you, Governor Campbell. Thank you so very much. And thank you all for that warm welcome. Mayor Creech, thank you, sir. To City Council Chairman Gray, I thank you. To Senator Hollings and the distinguished members of the House of Representatives who are with us today, my thanks to Nancy Thurman, whose husband is way overseas, but one of the strongest supporters the military ever had, Senator Strom Thurmond, my thanks to him. And General Olson, to you, sir, my respects. Just back from superb service overseas. I'm delighted to be on this platform with you. But most of all, thank you, Sumter. What a fantastic welcome. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your example. And thank you for showing all what a great land this is. And thank you for letting me come and share in this, my first, but this wonderful reunion. I couldn't be happier to be here. Thank you. What is it? What is it about Sumter and Sumter County that breeds war heroes? In this century alone, you have supplied some of our greatest warrior citizens. General George Mabry, who died just last year, was the second most decorated soldier in the history of the United States. And as many of you know, he helped train a young lieutenant colonel in Vietnam, and that colonel was General Norman Schwarzkopf. And of course, the coalition victory in Kuwait
would not have been possible without General Chuck Horner. Mary Jo, we are delighted that you're here with us today. Now stand up. You see, for those of you who didn't follow it, and that's not many, General Horner merged people and planes from 30 bases here in the United States, 6 Navy carriers, the Marines, and 9 allied nations into a seamless theater air force. And he mapped out the most intense, most successful air assault in history. And we are very grateful to him. You see, it was that powerful, precise air assault that helped coalition forces crush Saddam's war machine while sparing innocent Iraqi citizens and while saving Allied lives. Can you think of a better way to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Shaw Air Force Base than this? I can't. It is fantastic. But you don't have to wear a star to be a hero. We're surrounded by such people today. Let's start with the mother of all units at Shaw, the headquarters, the 9th Air Force, and the U.S. Central Command Air Forces. And let's thank the 363rd, the Tactical Fighter Wing. Look at these guys. And let's thank the 507th Tactical Air Control Wing. And all the other units and tenant units here. And let's not forget other South Carolinians, the McIntyre Air National Guard Unit, and the forces from all across this great state. For those of you who are a little groggy from last night's flight home, welcome home. We're delighted to have you all back. And I can't tell you how proud we are of each and every one of you. And to all our servicemen all across this country, we say thank you. And to the veterans of every conflict, we say thank you. And let's this new spirit in our country give proper recognition to the Vietnam veterans. Their time has come. And to all of those who have returned from overseas, God bless you. Please stand up so we can see each and every one of you. There they are. Fantastic. And to those who toil still over there, God bless them too. You know, you all not only help liberate Kuwait, you help this country liberate itself from old ghosts and doubts. And when you left, it was still fashionable to question America's decency, America's courage, America's resolve. And no one in the whole world doubts us anymore. What you did, you helped us revive the America of our old hopes and dreams, and this nation learned something else during Desert Storm. You don't have to wear a uniform to be a war hero. Here, crowded on the bleachers, out there in the field, are heroes and heroines of all ages, mothers and fathers, sisters, brothers, children, neighbors, friends. And while you in the service were overseas, I've never seen anything like it. The loved ones and even strangers all across our great country hung out yellow ribbons, unfurled flags, sent letters and gifts to those of you overseas. And while you servicemen and women fought on distant sands, those you left behind talked and prayed. And I know that every little thought, every good wish, every whispered prayer somehow echoed in the hearts of the fighters far away. No one understands this magic, but it is the kind of blessing that enables good people to accomplish great deeds. But there is something very, very special about Sumter's sacrifice and its triumph, and you all know it. I had the pleasure of visiting here in 1988, and since then, Hurricane Hugo ripped through 12,000 homes in this area, destroyed nearly $700 million worth of property in its high winds and pouring rains, shredded your homes and your neighborhoods, turned trees into tinder. Sumter gathered its strength after the storm and began literally to pick up the pieces. But just as things seemed to be turning around, the war erupted, and you did something extraordinary. You sent many of your finest men and women to serve. Troops departed. Reservists left their workplaces. And some people, newly married, were separated by war. Mothers bore children to fathers who looked across the horizon at an unseen foe. Captain Dale Cormier died fighting for his country, and Captain Spike Thomas had to be plucked behind enemy lines. And Captain Thomas, it's great to see you here today, sir. Where is he? And while you're all standing, let me also salute Lieutenant Nick Dodson, who led your rescue. We're glad he's here, too. And as the war loomed, you and Sumter did not give in to despair or fear. You recruited new businesses and new jobs, and while the troops were away, you continued to build a new city, a better city, a city that is more like a large family. And you planted the seeds of prosperity among hardship's ruins. And I've talked in recent weeks about America's renewal, and today you feel it, you see it all around us here today. And I'm amazed, but never surprised, at the incredible things our people do. Our success in the war showed that we take a back seat to no one when it comes to courage, ingenuity, dedication to principle. But it also showed that we do great things when we trust our people. We would not have enjoyed such success if someone had tried to micromanage the war from Washington, D.C. We entrusted the operations to Sumter's products and heirs, and look where we are today. And I'm proud to say that we did it without arrogance around the world. We led without gloating or arrogance, and I think that's an American tradition as well. You know, let me just say this in the finale. Look around you. Here is today's triumph, but also tomorrow's hope. Here is what we fight for. Families, friends. Here is what we love. Thank you again for letting me be a part of this emotional homecoming. I'll never forget it as long as I live. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Welcome back. You heard a great speech by the President. It's full of praise for Shaw Air Force Base and the entire Sumter area's contributions to Operation Desert Storm. Not only the men with the Shaw Air Force Base, but he also thanked all the South Carolinians who served in the military and who also took their part in Operation Desert Storm. He also praised the commander of the Shaw Air Force Base, Chuck Horner, who helped us, as you may already know, who was in charge of Air Force operations over there, who basically helped plan a lot of the air assaults. He praised Colonel Horner for his, General Horner, I should say, for his efforts in coordinating almost 30 squadrons from the states in order to bring effective air power against Iraq. Now, right now, everything is wrapping up. People are heading for the cars because there is a little bit of a threat of rain. So coming up in about an hour, we'll have a complete wrap-up of all the events down here at Shaw. Thanks for watching. Susan?
Thank you, Roosevelt. Well, as you just heard, President Bush has just finished his speech welcoming home South Carolina troops from the Persian Gulf. I'll be back for tonight's 6 o'clock report. Be sure to join us then for highlights of the President's visit and reaction to today's homecoming rally in Sumter. Roosevelt Leftwich and Christina Moore will have live reports from Sumter tonight at 6. Join us, and until then, have a good evening.